Hey, what's up? Thanks for watching. This is the Zim video, and this is a little video series. This is my first one of this series of little reviews on used cars. So let me explain real quick. I'm a Lyft driver, and I do the rental program through Lyft, and because of that, I go through a lot of cars. Like, I drive, I spend a lot of time in a lot of different cars because of the way the program works, and I just wanted to give you my impressions of the cars that I've been driving. And we're going to start off today with the Chevy Malibu, 2015 Chevy Malibu. First off, I like this car. This is a great car. I'm just going to go through a few pros and cons based on the experience of driving. This is not a breakdown of like specs of engine size and different things like that. This is more just from the driver's perspective, what it's like to spend a lot of time in the car and the things that I've noticed. So maybe add this to your other research that you're doing if you're looking to buy a used car, and the 2015 Chevy Malibu is one of them. Let me start off with the pros. The pros that I like, in no particular order, I just wrote them down. It has good get up, like the acceleration, like the speed, I don't know about top speed or anything like that, but the acceleration, the when you need to gun it, get up kind of power of the engine that I was in. I drove two of these cars, and I don't know, like I said, I don't know the specs. I don't know what engine sizes were in them, but both of them were great in terms of getting on the freeway, getting going. So it felt good. It's like the weight ratio to the engine size was good in the situation, even when I had passengers in the car. So that's one thing. Comfort, it was very comfortable in the car. Like, I never had any problems with comfort of the car. Passengers that would come in the car, people that would sit in the back seat would mention how roomy it was, things like that. So that's good. I like that about the car. The one car I was in had leather trim interior, and which made it even a little bit more comfortable. So there's that. One of the things I liked about the interior has this LED lighting system that wraps all the way around the front dashboard, which is really nice because oftentimes I've experienced cars will just have like lighting on the dashboard for like the functions, and whatever lighting that is what's illuminating the interior without turning on the dome lights, the big lights. But this has like this LED strip that goes all the way around the front dash that actually makes it kind of a little more illuminated in the car, so it feels like doesn't feel so dark in there, which I really liked actually. The ride itself, super smooth. Like, I was really impressed with how smooth this car drove. Like, it felt luxury. I don't know where it fits in terms of what it's supposed to feel like, in terms of how much it cost, but based on the experience of the drive and the whole experience in general, really, it felt like you were getting more for your money in a way. It felt like it was a more luxury car than I think it's thought to be in a way. So that's good. Just a little quick, I like the grip. So you know how both the cars I were in were automatics, and you know how you can have the knob one with the thumb button that shifts it, or you can have the trigger. This one has the trigger of the kind of looks like a shifter for a manual transmission, but it's on the automatic transmission interface, and it has a knob with a trigger rather than the wide bar. So I like that. So here's a couple. So again, I will say I really like this car. I'm not I grew up a Ford person, so like, driving a Chevy, I've always been skeptical of Chevys and stuff, but this car has converted me, or made me a believer is what I like to say. This car has made me a believer in the Chevy brand for sure. So awesome car. The couple cons that I didn't like about the 2015 Chevy Malibu, the Bluetooth setup. So I like music. I listen to a lot of music, and I use my iPod and connect through Bluetooth to the stereo. And it's not flawless. It stops playing when you want to skip songs. Sometimes it stops playing. It's just like, and it doesn't, I really like it when a Bluetooth setup is set up or whatever music setup, whatever setup you have, once you get back in the car, it starts up exactly where you left off. But this takes a long time for the Bluetooth to recycle, turn back on, find that thing, and then it doesn't go directly to it. It goes to the stereo or something, or the radio, and then you have to switch it back to the Bluetooth. So that's one thing that wasn't awesome. I talked to actually had a Chevy like salesperson in the car one time, and he says those things have been addressed for newer models, but for this one, it wasn't quite that awesome. So can't open the trunk from inside the car, which is kind of weird to me. You have to get out of the car, push the button on the outside of the car to open the trunk. So I wish there was ability, and if there is a way to open the trunk, I've never found it inside the car. I don't have one right now, but 2015 Chevy Malibu can't open the trunk from inside the car. So that's kind of interesting. For my job, it's interesting. I don't mind getting out, but that's the thing. The other thing that I've noticed, and I've driven a lot of cars, and this one, it's lower to the ground, and so in San Diego there's a lot of dips, and there's a lot, the way they make the intersection of driveways to the street is very steep, different things, and it scrapes the bottom at lower speeds than other cars I've driven. So that's something to be aware. There's something about the shape of the front bumper and just something about the lower part of the car that it'll scrape pretty often over bumps and at various speeds. And then on the front it has a plastic fin that wraps around the front bumper on the bottom, and that just scraped right off with the amount of driving that I did. So if you're in an area that has lots of bumps or things, you be aware that that's gonna happen. So that's my review. If there's anything, ask me questions. Maybe there's something I forgot that I remembered but I forgot to mention that was important. And if you have a question, like I said, I don't know what the engine sizes are. I don't know what the trim packages are of the cars I drove. I just know, I'm just looking at it in terms of comfort of being in the car, what it felt like, this overall impression. So maybe take this and add it to the rest of your investigation on the 2015 Chevy Malibu if you're looking to drive one or buy one or whatever. You know, I do. I like this car a lot. I had really good car. Really good. I'm digging on it. Anyways, if you're digging on this, thumb it up. Subscribe to the channel. Alright, maybe I'll see you again. I'm going to make a bunch of these because they're, yeah, I've driven lots of cars. Check it out. Peace.